Welcome back to another episode of Consciously Clueless. You're here because you want to learn about how to live a healthier life, how to live more sustainably, how to take your everyday actions and make them work for you and the planet. Sometimes it might feel like you've got this figured out, and other times you probably feel lost. That's why I'm here. Together, we will learn how to live happier, healthier lives without the need to be perfect, and always allowing space for a little cluelessness on this journey to living a more conscious life. This episode is another installment in the monthly series, My Vegan Story, here on Consciously Clueless. This episode, we hear from Jason, a conscious textile artist and end-of-life doula on his vegan journey. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Jason Pearson. I am a vegan, and I am also a textile artist focusing primarily on quilting, and I am also an end-of-life doula, and so I have begun incorporating my textile work into that end-of-life work by creating burial shrouds. I've been vegan since 2008. I became vegetarian when I was in high school, simply because I, always had a heart for animals, and it just felt like the right thing to do. So I was vegetarian for many years. I always knew about the idea of veganism, and it always sounded a little bit appealing, but honestly, it just seemed hard. It seemed like something only rich people could do. And it seemed, because I didn't cook very much, it seemed outside of the possible world for me. But way back in the early days of podcasts, I was listening to a podcast, and I can't even remember the title of it now, where they were talking about factory farming. They were talking about the benefits of veganism and how you could actually do it in your life. So I'd been listening to this podcast for a while. I had gotten the cookbook Vegan with a Vengeance by Isa Moskowitz, and so I'd been cooking and baking a little bit vegan from that. And I was more and more exploring the idea that maybe I could do it. Maybe it is something that would be doable. So I was, again, listening to that podcast. I went on a long road trip where I drove up from where I live in North Carolina, way up to the Poconos in Pennsylvania. And on that drive, I was listening to this. And as I was listening to this podcast, I drove by what I believe was like a factory farm, a chicken facility. And the sight of this big factory looking thing, all of a sudden a switch flipped in my head. And I thought, I need to do it. I'm going to do it. So I arrived where I was going and told the people I was staying with, hey, I just became vegan. And so we went to some parties and potlucks and stuff while I was there. And ever since, I've been vegan. Several months later, I met my now husband, and he was also vegan. He had been vegan for about a year at that point. Yeah, I've been vegan ever since. This summer will be my 15-year veganversary. I am just as much, if not more, committed to the cause now than I ever have before. And I say that I am vegan for the animals. I'm an ethical vegan. It's not just the food I eat, but it's also the choices I make in my daily life to reduce suffering and to hurt as few fellow creatures on this earth as possible while I'm here. So thanks for listening to my story. And if you'd like to follow me, you can check me out on Instagram. I have 2 accounts there. My personal one is at Fell in Love with the Moon, all one word, no punctuation. And then my account where you can just see my quilts is at Jason Pearson Quilts.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Consciously Clueless. If you're enjoying this podcast, please subscribe, share with your friends, put it on social media. Don't forget to tag me. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Good Pods, leave a review. Reviews and shares help more people to see the podcast and join in on the fun. If you want to make sure to stay up to date on future episodes, follow me at Consciously Carly on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or Pinterest, and head to consciouslycarly.com to sign up for the newsletter. Ready for more conscious living content? Check out patreon.com/consciouslycarly and join the exclusive community over there. And finally, if you're ready to take better care of yourself and the world, let's work together. Click the link in the show notes to head to the website, find out more, and schedule a free discovery call with me. Chat soon! This podcast is supported by Who Gives a Crap. Who Gives a Crap is an eco-friendly toilet paper company that donates 50% of its profits to help ensure everyone has access to clean water and a toilet within our lifetime. Who Gives a Crap has donated almost $8 million to nonprofit organizations who help provide clean water and toilets all over the world. Who Gives a Crap is delivered straight to your door with carbon neutral delivery. I love that it comes that way. I don't have to think about it. It's an automatic subscription, and I want you to try it. You can check out Who Gives a Crap and get $10 off your first order over $54 with the code CARLY10. That's CARLY 10, or check out the link in the show notes.